Good evening. I would like to call to order the February 6, 2024 Little Rock City Board of Directors meeting. We would like to welcome those in attendance as well as those watching at home or streaming online. Madam Clerk, if you would, please call the roll.
Director Miller.
Here.
Director Richardson. Director Peck. Here. Director Hines.
Present.
Director Lewis. Here. Director Wyrick. Present. Director Compuris. Director Phillips.
Present.
Director Adcock. Present. Vice Mayor Webb. Here. Mayor Scott.
Here. We'll now recognize Vice Mayor Kathy Webb, who will give our invocation.
Thank you. I ask the city attorney to.
Would you please bow your heads? As we come together tonight to deal with such a variety of issues, we appreciate the fact that none of us are here that have not had the benefit of a mentor, of somebody that has been able to show us how to do things, show us why to do things, and show us how the best of things are developed when people work together. We come tonight to take a moment to listen to the discussions on zoning, on contracts, on additions that we need to take care of in this city. And we bring with us not just the knowledge we have, but the knowledge of those we represent. It is a tremendous duty, but it is a joyous burden. Help us as we move forward. Amen.
Amen. May we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Members of the board, I'm going to ask Sergeant Ron Croson of the Little Rock Police Department to please approach the podium alongside of Chief Heath Helton. Members of the board, before Chief Helton gives some remarks, we want to take this opportunity to recognize Sergeant Croson, who's been with the Little Rock Police Department for many, many years. But of those many, many years, 25 of them he's received commendations and awards, which include Officer of the Month in November of 2003 and a Commendation Bar Award on March 6th of 2012. His dates of service have been January 10th of 1994 through February 9th of 2024. He made the rank of sergeant on March 8th, 2017. We want to take this time not only to honor someone that's given his life to the city of Little Rock, but to recognize him for his many, many years of service and as he enters into retirement. Chief Helton.
Okay.
Mayor, members of the board, members of the community, it's obviously a nice celebration when you can get folks to retire, but it's also a sad day for us in Little Rock Police Department. Anytime you lose individuals that put in 30 years of service, that's a long time, especially in this line of work. The amount of dedication and commitment that Sergeant Croson gave, not only to the department, our city, but our community, speaks highly upon him and reflects highly upon him as a professional police officer. I had the privilege of working alongside Ron for a number of years in patrol, and then we worked together alongside as supervisors, and obviously as my career continued to advance, still had very much interaction with Ron. I remember him back in the COP days as a community-oriented police officer. He was very dedicated and committed to serving our community, working out problems, and then when he got promoted as a supervisor, that never stopped. He continued to take on assignments, take on tasks to make sure we were doing right in the community, making sure he was very empathetic when dealing with individuals. It reflected very highly upon him when he dealt with his subordinates. Truly just what you would want out of a supervisor and delivering that high quality of service. And we're going to miss him. Obviously, we're excited for him and his family, next chapter of his life, but we will definitely be missed. And we're very thankful for you, and I appreciate everything that you've done over the course of 30 years, and it's been truly an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
On behalf of the City of Little Rock, Vice Mayor Webb and I, we're going to present this retirement medallion to you. Vice Mayor Webb, you get those. We'll try to put it on the same thing. All right, appreciate it. You want to give a few words?
I am truly humbled. I've had the honor of serving this city and this department for over 30 years. And I am grateful for the ones that came before me, the lessons that I learned, and I know that I was standing on those shoulders, those giants. And I've never forgotten the obligation that we have to our citizens and to the officers that come after us. It has been a beautiful ride, and I'm honored. Thank you all very much.
Members of the board, it is National Gun Violence Survivors Week. We have a proclamation that I will read. Whereas we face a devastating reality in our nation with over 43,000 Americans losing their lives to gun-related incidents each year, and approximately 76,000 more sustaining injuries, leading to a pervasive trauma that affects not just the victims, but our communities at large. The early days of February stand as a stark reminder that the rate at which Americans are killed by guns surpasses the annual gun-related deaths in peer countries, underscoring the urgent need for reform. And whereas we define a survivor of gun violence as any individual who has endured the horror of these events firsthand, be it through witnessing such violence, surviving a gunshot wound, facing threats with a firearm, or mourning the loss of a loved one to gun violence. And whereas the scourge of gun violence manifests in numerous forms, encompassing gun suicides, homicides, domestic incidents involving firearms, law enforcement shootings, mass shootings, and unintentional discharges, each presenting unique challenges to the safety and well-being of our citizens. Whereas an overwhelming majority of American adults, including 71% of Black and 60% of Latinx communities, Latino communities, have been touched by gun violence, either personally or through the experiences of someone close to them, illustrating the widespread and indiscriminate nature of this crisis. Whereas the grim reality that firearms are the leading cause of death among our children and teenagers represents an intolerable threat to our future and beckons us to act with decisiveness and compassion. Whereas courageous individuals and communities across our nation are rallying for change, championing common sense gun safety measures that promise to stem the tide of violence and restore peace to our neighborhoods. Whereas by dedicating the week of January 22nd through the 26th to this observance of the National Gun Violence Survivors Weeks, we not only amplify our collective voice against this epidemic, but also pay tribute to the countless lives cut short by gun violence. And whereas this week serves as a poignant reminder of our shared responsibility to combat gun violence through both policy action and community engagement, striving for a future where every individual can live without the fear of falling victim to such tragedies. Now, therefore, I, Frank Scott Jr., Mayor of the City of Little Rock, do by here declare National Gun Violence Survivors Week. Thank you so much. We'll now transition. We have 5 modifications to tonight's agenda. M1 for the construction, purchase, operation, and maintenance of a solar development project. M2, appointment of a commissioner to the Riverdale Levy Improvement District. M3, to restrict public vehicular traffic on a vacated portion of Rock Street. Both items 13 and 31, the applicant is requesting a deferral until March 19, 2024. Madam Clerk, just if you'll check to make certain it is 13.
It's 31 and 32.
31.
Transpose numbers on your script.
31 and 32. Thank you so much. All right. Is there Director Peck?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just briefly wanted to make a comment about M1. And I know if you have any questions, both our Sustainability Officer, Lenny Massinelli, is here as well as the Chair of the Sustainability Commission, Wes Pruitt. I think you all have a letter also at your place about the solar array. This is a project we've been working on for quite some time. We have a ticking clock with a deadline at the end of September. So if you have any questions, please ask them now, and I would ask that you support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, Dr. Whithall, if you'll come accept the proclamation, I apologize. We understand that you're here.
Thank you so much, Mayor, and everybody in the audience. I am a hunter and have been around guns for 70 years, and I've always advocated for gun safety. But on July 1st, 2022, my grandson was shot and killed in the Walmart parking lot at Chenal. That has really given me even more of an impetus to emphasize the importance of gun safety and gun violence prevention. I'm really grateful for everybody who has advocated for this, and I really hope that we can make a difference in our community. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mayor. On M1, quick question since this is an addition. Does this contract with the Sunhog LLC, does it include a warranty performance bond? I've been reading some articles and data on a lot of these solar arrays, and the life of these solar arrays is not the projected 15 to 25 year lifespan of them is coming on to be more like 5 or 10. And I also want to make sure that the entity we're buying it from, a 15 or 25 year warranty is no good if the company or the manufacturer is no longer around. So I want to make sure that the city's protected with either a warranty or performance bond. Tom, I don't know how I think it's called a warranty bond, I'm not sure, to cover us in the future.
To answer your question, graciously, City Attorney allowed for, and the City Board allowed for an attorney that deals with this on a day-to-day basis. And to answer your question, we are protected from that standpoint. And then secondly, the positive thing about this is that the city will own this project. It will not be a power purchasing agreement. And so by owning this project, that also gives us the ability to draw down, I guess, close to $6 million in tax credits from the federal government.
And I guess my question is, how are we protected? Because the devil's always in the details. I'd like the information on that.
Yes.
And secondly, if we're going to own this at the end of its useful life, are we responsible for remediation and returning this site that we're either buying or leasing, I'm assuming, to put this solar array in?
So once, to be succinct and answer, yes, we are protected. We'll have all the proper things in place to have that done. That's number one. Number two, the site will be our site. We have 4 proposed sites, and they're still going through that process, but they're all city-owned sites.
Okay.
So-
Again, I would just like to see the details on how we're protected once this is finalized.
Yes, we'll get that to you. And again, as City Director Peck has shared, this is a great positive for the city of Little Rock, aligns with our 2030 vision of getting close to 100% renewable clean energy. I want to share appreciation to all involved to get us to this point. We know this starts the clock. We still got to meet a deadline of September of 2024. So I want to share appreciation to everyone involved that's been a part of this process. Director Peck, any more comments?
Oh, no, sir, thank you.
All right. There's a motion.
So move.
There's a second.
Second.
All those in favor to add to the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the consent agenda.
And just to clarify, was that motion to add M1 and M2 to the consent and M3 to grouped?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. A resolution to set February 20th, 2024 as the date of public hearing regarding the sources and uses of funds providing in the 2024 CDBG Home and HOPWell funds from the United States government and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Smart Automotive Group in an amount not to exceed $126,604 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of 2 Chevrolet 3500 HG chassis crew cabs with specialty beds installed for the Parks and Recreation Department and for the purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Smart Ford in an amount not to exceed $133,632 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of 3 Ford F-150 pickup trucks for the Public Works Department, Solid Waste Division, and for the purposes. A resolution authorized the city manager to enter into a contract with Carl Malone Ford in an amount not to exceed $148,966.05 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of 3 Ford electric F-150 Lightning Crew Cab pickup trucks for various city departments and for other purposes. A resolution to express the willingness of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas to apply for and to utilize federal aid funds for the Jonesboro Drive Children's Trail Project Phases 1 and 2, and for the purposes. A resolution authorizes the city manager to enter into a contract with Affordable Trail Solutions in an amount not to exceed $250,000 for the construction of the Allsop Park Mountain Bike Trail and for the purposes. A resolution authorizes the city manager to enter into a contract with McClellan Consulting Engineers Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $115,000 to provide design services for the Hyman Park Improvement Project and for the purposes. A resolution authorizes the city manager to enter into a contract with Han Enterprises at an amount not to exceed $73,000 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase and installation of new site amenities at Interstate Park and for the purposes. A resolution authorizes the city manager to enter into contracts with 5 organizations in a total amount not to exceed $495,000 to provide after-school, out-of-school time positive prevention programs for 2024 as endorsed by the Commission on Children, Youth, and Families. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Sun Hog LLC for the construction, purchase, and operation and maintenance of a 4.9 megawatt solar development project and for other purposes. A resolution to appoint Ernie Klein to the position on the Board of Commissioners for the Riverdale Levy Improvement District Number 134. And for other purposes, that concludes the consent agenda.
Move for the adoption of the consent agenda.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you will now move from the consent agenda to citizens' communication. Mr. William Gevert.
Hello, City Board. My name is William Gerard,
I apologize.
and I used to live on Roosevelt Road, on Cross Roosevelt Road, and that's a dangerous place. We need better sidewalks. There's not a lot of sidewalks there. There's more dirt, grass, and it's hard to walk down Roosevelt Road without getting hit by a car. I would like you to take this into consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Gerard. Mr. Cox, if you'll get with Mr. Gerard, please. Mr. Sean O'Neill.
This is just the free communication part, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to say, first of all, my name is Shan O'Neill. I live in Southwest Little Rock, and I've been living out there a long time, and I could leave, but I choose to stay because I feel like it can be great again. Not all of us have had the pleasure of having mentors. I've been out here for years just winging it. You just kind of learn as you go. Equality for us in Southwest will never happen, and with every hit of the gavel, that's been made sure. Equity is what we need. Task force. Equity, money, time, effort put to the biggest problems or threats. When there were drugs and gangs, there was a task force. You also created a task for about 30 people that on Saturdays, many years back, I'll say, used to go up to the lot that's now the Dollar Tree on Baseline and Guard Springs. We used to go there for 3 hours to sell our goods. A task force was created, overtime was spent, and even Saturdays to stalk us and tell us that we needed peddler's license and business license and that we did not belong there. We obeyed the law and stopped. Storms in West Little Rock, equity came into play, as it should. We put all our money, time, and effort to where our biggest need and threat was. But that does just not happen in Southwest Little Rock. Today, food trucks pop up overnight, 3 at one gas station, no task force. Dogs run the street, explosions since 2016, no task force. People living in squalor, mold, no air, no heat, no task force. Where's the equity? No chain restaurants, no entertainment, just small businesses popping up over and over that only hire their friends and family. Where are the jobs? Quality of life has diminished over the last few years, and I would like to thank you guys for that. Over the years, we have in Southwest become extremely vulnerable. Many of us are leaving. As you know, there is a middle class flight in Southwest because people are leaving. Hopelessness is what people in Southwest see. Hopelessness destroys communities. Southwest is vulnerable. Many slumlords are cashing in. We need to take a look at Southwest and realize that bubble can only stay small for so long. It's moving further and further up University, all the way to Fair Park. And I just wonder, when we realize again, poverty equates hopelessness, which destroys communities, and in the end shows up as statistics which equal out in crime. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. O'Neill. Ms. Shalonda Woods.
How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? My name is Shalonda Woods, and I stay on the Southwest. I'm really fed up. I've been staying over here off of Southwest on 65th for over about 3 years now, and I'm tired. It's like the city ain't doing a damn thing about nothing. It's like I have my daughter over there, and it's my daughter and myself, and we don't have no water over there. We don't got no gas still. I'm on housing. Sorry. This stuff is like, I'm trying not to curse or anything. I'm trying to respect this. But it's like my daughter's getting sick, and then also as well with the school district, my daughter's being harassed with the school and stuff. So it's just a lot that's been going on over there in departments and stuff.
Mayor, can I, Ms. Woods, which apartment complex are you referring to?
The Bella 65th.
The Bella?
Yeah,
Bella's
the
at 65th.
old, it's the old Spanish John apartment.
I understand. Thank you.
Mr. Jimmy Cavan.
Mayor Board, I'm here tonight in bipartisan fashion to ask you all if you will lead something in transparency. We have an initiated amendment for the Arkansas Disclosure Amendment in the Arkansas Government Transparency Act. And you guys have a really unique opportunity as the capital city to lead in that, in transparency that will greatly affect in a positive way your city government and you all as a board. The amendment will guarantee and enshrine that government transparency is a constitutional right for the people, all of us. The initiated act will actually help efficiency in government when it comes to FOIA requests into your open meetings by establishing clear law on exactly what an open meeting is, and to give guidelines to you all as a board, the mayor, and to city government as to how FOIA should operate with requests, which should be a great help to somebody like Mr. Carpenter. This is the reason I'm here talking to you tonight is because I think you have a unique opportunity as the capital city to lead by, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, maybe you guys might consider a resolution as a board to support the amendment and act that came from the people. When this was drafted, we had town hall meetings all over the state, and every bit of the language in there was not from the drafters, the people writing them, but came from the people from those meetings. And it really is a really good tool to come together as bipartisanship too. I will give you an example. Did you ever think you would see myself and Senator Joyce Elliott locked arms on an issue and stand side by side fighting for it? Did you ever think you would see, say, Robert Steinbuck and Senator Clark Tucker locked arm in arm on this? It's a wonderful opportunity for you to show the people, the citizens, all citizens, because FOIA is for everybody, regardless of political views, regardless of political party, regardless of color or religion or sexual preference. It is for everyone. And I think you guys as a board have done a good job with First Amendment and everything in how you allow people to give their viewpoint content. I would ask that you consider leading the state by being the first board of directors to issue a resolution in support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cavan. Mr. Joey McCutcheon.
Thank you, Mayor Scott, members of the board. My name is Joey McCutcheon. I'm from Fort Smith. I'm here to speak to you tonight on the Capitol Guard's monument. As you may know, in June 15, 2020, the Capitol Guard's monument was desecrated and vandalized. On June 18, 2020, the monument, particularly the monument bronze statue, was removed by the city of Little Rock. Approximately 2 months later, a settlement agreement was entered into by the city of Little Rock with the state, in which the city of Little Rock paid the state a fine, a penalty, a taxpayer ordered or agreement of $45,000. In the agreement, it was noted that this was a temporary removal in the interest of public safety. The monument is still in a warehouse. As you may know, in April of 2021, the legislature passed the State Capitol and Historic Monument Protection Act. 2 days after its passage, the city of Little Rock removed the base of the monument from MacArthur Park. I filed a lawsuit on behalf of my client. There's much uncertainty, and many hours are being spent and going to be spent in the coming days regarding this monument in litigation. A court could very well order that the monument be placed back at MacArthur Park, the military museum from where it came. Recently, we've had discussions with the city regarding placing the monument at Oakland Cemetery, which is, many of you may know, there's 900 Confederate bodies buried in a mass grave there, and 1 acre of that cemetery is a Confederate cemetery. And we would welcome and encourage an agreement whereby the monument be moved by the city to Oakland Cemetery. That the city remove it. The city has stated that it was taken down to repair the damage that was done when it was vandalized back in 2020. We hope that that work has been done and the monument has been prepared. Short of that, we would ask that...
Mr. McCutcheon, your time is up.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Norma Huffman.
Evening, everybody. I'm here to bring, there again, another apartment complex to light here. I've been working with me and a fellow ACO member. We've been working with a lady at Auxera Arms. She was supposed to be here tonight, but she ended up getting very, very sick before the meeting. Her apartment has been flooded. Manager and maintenance are doing absolutely nothing to change it. The manager is now saying that it's her fault that she has mold in her apartment, and it's because of her belongings. I'm sorry. I'm not going to agree with that because the mold was there in the beginning inside that sheetrock. Now, I do have some construction background, but I'm not going to say I know everything. But I have talked to Director Richardson. I have gotten in touch with Code. I have gotten in touch with HUD. And this woman and her granddaughter are very, very ill because of this mold. I need some kind of resource to give her because she's at a loss. Me being an ACO member, I'm doing what I can, but I need y'all's help too. There's more than just her in that complex, of course. There's another lady there that is about to pop. I mean, she's at least 9 months pregnant. She has mold in her apartment as well. This manager is doing nothing but hassling these tenants and refusing to help. Also refusing to give rent receipts as well. Please, guys, this complex needs you.
Thank you so much. Esther Watkins, Ms. Esther Watkins.
Hello, everyone. I would like to thank each and every one of you for letting me speak tonight. My name is Esther Watkins. I'm here on the behalf of the residents of Fair Oaks Apartments. Last time I spoke, I touched on the health and safety violation within the complex. Renovations has started in buildings 8 through 11 since then. However, the residents from those buildings were moved into units within the complex with unhealthy living conditions, and the residents whose units have not been renovated are forced to live with raw sewage coming into their homes, excessive mold, insect infestations, and the safety concerns outside, which are accessible to children, still have not been addressed. I would like to speak on behalf of some of the former residents as well. My sister was one of them. She was in remission after fighting leukemia for 10 years. During her one-year residency, management forced her to live with black mold sewage entering through her kitchen sink, drainage issues in the bathroom, roach and spider infestations. Due to the dangerous living conditions and her compromised immune system, she relapsed. Management refused to address any of the issues. She and her 3 children were forced to move. A neighbor in the same building that I live in also has cancer. She's also being forced to live with the same issues. I spoke with a friend of mine a few weeks ago about the conditions in her home. She stated there was black mold throughout her apartment, and her bedroom was constantly flooding. The flooding caused the foundation to weaken, and the baseboards became infested with maggots. She spoke with management. Their response was to put towels down. Bleach kills mold, and they'd be there within the next week to resolve the issue. They never showed, and she reported these issues months ago. The morning of January 20th, 2024, she was discovered deceased by her children. Like many other residents, she did have health issues.
Take your time.
She was recovering from a heart condition. With living situations this toxic and stressful, I've often wondered how long did she have to suffer? I had spoke with her the day before her passing, and she was gone just like that. People have asked, why stay? Why put up with that? But many families don't have any other options or resources to get out, no family to lean on. People's lives are at stake, and alcohol management doesn't care. And my question is why? And where is the funding for Fair Oaks going?
Ms. Watkins, we do have a time limit, but I believe that Director Phillips is going to want to address some of that with Director Howard.
Yes.
So you'll hear some information.
Okay, thank you.
Brianna Narcisse. I apologize if I'm not saying it correctly.
Good evening. My name is Brianna Narcisse, and I'm speaking on behalf of Fair Oaks versus the tenants. And like Esther was saying, we need help real bad out there. It's still mold out there. They're talking about spraying bleach over it and stuff like that for maggots to come eat it up. And like she was speaking on that woman that deceased, she have a 3-year-old little boy. She got 8 kids, but her youngest 3 years old. I can imagine how that would hurt him because my son's 3 years old. And I was just trying to see, can y'all help us in any type of way? Miss Andrea, thank you for the help you are giving. We also need more help because it's more than just me and Esther stay out there. For the kids' sake, if y'all could really just please help us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Brianna. Director Phillips, I know you mentioned to me you wanted to.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I was going to ask Director Kevin Howard, I thought I saw him, for him to kind of address from a housing standpoint on what we have done or what we are doing as it relates to the apartments that were mentioned tonight.
Yes, sir. I'll start with the villas. The Villas is currently in court. They will have to appear on Thursday to address the issue with their gas. They currently do not have gas, and it's been going on for quite some time. But they were put in court by our Building Codes Division, which is run by Director Collins. We've recently been out there. We've been to Villas, I don't know how many times. I can't count on my hand currently right now. But we issued them a notice last week, 72 hours, because we found out they did not have water. And so we went out today for a reinspection. We'll issue a citation to them tomorrow, Thursday when they appear in court, because we cannot contact them right now. So the owners cannot be contacted. We will work tomorrow. It's one building that does not have water, gas, electric. And so we'll contact those individuals. We were out there today, so we know who they are to provide assistance to put them in hotels.
And do we have a list of the families in those buildings? Are we in touch with them?
Yes, we do have a list. I don't know if they made contact with everybody, but we do have a list of the individuals in those units. It's 10 of those.
Okay. And I guess a follow-up question related to that. I know there are some apartment complexes that are more problematic than others. Have we adjusted our inspection schedule to check on those more often than other units?
Yes, and we were out at Uxora Arms probably within the last few months. We did do a 20% inspection there. As people call in, because like I said, we don't know about every unit unless we are contacted about the issues that they're having. They may contact management. Of course, if you don't contact code enforcement, we do have a track record. We do see people come up and make complaints, but if they don't contact us directly, then we cannot assist them. I remember last year at some point we did have a resident that came and spoke and said she was at Uxora Arms, and she stated once code enforcement came out, we did issue out a notice. If it's any life safety, non-life safety items, we would issue that to the management and the owners. We were able to assist her. She did mention that during her citizen communication, and we were able to move her to another unit outside of the actual complex. But as far as Fair Oaks, we have been working with the management company. We have been out there. One thing that's different than any other complex as far as Fair Oaks, they have project-based vouchers. So those project-based vouchers come from the federal government. So we don't actually do the inspection on those units.
That's
so
MHA?
Yeah. Well, no, it wouldn't be. Sometimes you have the actual vouchers that are Section 8, which goes with the actual tenant. Then you have some apartment complexes have project-based vouchers. So that is managed by a regional office through HUD. So we don't actually do those inspections unless it comes down to a life safety item.
All right, and two further questions, and my colleagues may have some. For the units that are problematic, do we do anything to make sure that those tenants know how to contact us? I mean, if they're going to their apartment manager and not getting anywhere with that, are we reaching out to them proactively, say, hey, if you have issues, call, text, whatever? Are we doing that?
So typically what we'll do is when we go out to do those inspections, we reach out to the actual tenants that are in the area. A lot of times what happens is a lot of these individuals are at work during that time period. So of course they're not going to see the actual code enforcement. I think a lot of issues that we're having is a lot of residents are scared to call code enforcement because of the issues with management, but they can contact us at any time, or they can contact 311. 311 will reach out to the actual code office in that area because we're broken down by districts, and we'll go out and do inspection. The key thing is that residents have to contact the actual code enforcement officer to set up a time to get into those units. Management is not going to contact code enforcement.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at.
Yes. So, I've said it plenty of times. We are doing educational pieces. We are setting up citizen code enforcement academies so we can educate the public on what we do and what we can and cannot do according to the Little Rock Municipal Code. But we will be doing advertisement. We do PSAs every quarter. We do that. We've been doing that since I took over as the director to inform the general public of what we do. And so we have changed our inspection schedule based on the actual apartment units that we see. So we can get out to these problem units that we see that people are coming up doing the citizen communication.
Thank you for that, Director Howard. That's all I have. And obviously, we've got court on Thursday, so if you can report back to us on what happens with the court hearing, well, I would appreciate that as well.
Yes, and we will follow up with Fair Hoax. I have talked to Director Lewis. Matter of fact, we talked today as well as yesterday too as well. She did send me a text message. So she is very concerned about what's going on at Fair Hoax. I think we've been talking probably the last 2 to 3 months, maybe longer than that, as far as the issues at Fair Hoax. So we are trying to work out something where we can get in contact with HUD so they can know about these issues that we're having at the complexes. They do receive those project-based vouchers.
Yeah, thank you, Director Howard. That's all I have for him, Mayor. I had one other thing. And someone else may have questions for him, though.
No, we don't. Madam Clerk, did you have another question?
Yes, this is just not related to Director Howard, related to similar issues, though. I've been seeing in the news about Summit Utilities and their efforts to increase their rates, and I think that's supposed to happen sometime in the fall. And I was going to ask our city or interim city manager to reach out to Summit to see if we can, I forget the individual's name that came to us last year, but I would like to have him come back and talk to us about what the plans are so we can be informed, and then possibly, and I'll make this public to my colleagues, I likely will have our city manager draft a resolution as it relates to their efforts to do a rate increase, but obviously want to hear from him first. So if the interim city manager can put that on her to-do list, I would appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
All right, Madam Clerk, if you would read the group items along with them three.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Queen Beans PDC located at the northwest corner of Hermitage Road and Autumn Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Karcher Properties STR 2 PDC located at 503 East 7th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Curravilla STR 2 PDC located at 25 Warwick Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for their purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Tummelson STR 2 PDC located at 822 North Coolidge Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for their purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled USA Tire and Accessories PCD located at 4923 West 65th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled J. McDonald STR 2 PDC located at 5105 C Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Carberry Number 1 STR 2 PDC located at 411 North Jackson Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial development titled Cable Commercial and Mixed Use Center PCD located at 4621 Asher Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan, revised planned office development titled Marina Lifestyle Medicine Revised POD located at 16,913 Cantrell Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Blanton STR 2 PDC located at 12 Terrace Drive, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Swarna Number 2, STR PDC, located at 801 North Hughes Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Beatty STR2 PDC, located at 2221 North Cleveland Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes. An ordinance to amend the land use plan in the Ellis Mountain Planning District, 17,900 Lawson Road, from residential low density to neighborhood commercial, and for the purposes. An ordinance to reclassify property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes. An ordinance to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Revised Code, Chapter 5, Section 5-1 of 1988, the Little Rock, Arkansas Emergency Medical Services Ordinances, and for the purposes. An ordinance to amend Section 3 of Little Rock, Arkansas Ordinance Number 16,859 of January the 3rd, 1995, to restrict public vehicular access on the vacated portion of Rock Street between East Markham Street and East 2nd Street in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes. First reading.
Suspend the rules.
You don't have a quorum for being able to go to second reading until Director Phillips returns. So the motion would be premature.
Motion, we suspend the rules and place on second reading.
The motion is out of order until you get 8 people in here.
Okay.
You now have 8.
No, I'm kidding.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Whoa. You got to have a motion and a second first.
There's a motion.
We suspend the rules and place on second reading.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Nay. Ayes have it, second reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Queen Beans PDC, located at the northwest corner of Hermitage Road and Autumn Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Karcher Properties STR PDC, located at 503 East 7th Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Kura Villa STR2 PDC, located at 25 Warwick Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Tummelson STR PDC, STR2 PDC, located at 822 North Coolidge Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled USA Tire and Accessories PCD, located at 4923 West 65th Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled J. McDonald STR2 PDC, located at 5105 C Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Carberry Number 1 STR2 PDC, located at 411 North Jackson Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial development titled Cable Commercial and Mixed Use Center PCD, located at 4621 Asher Avenue. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a revised planned office development titled Marina Lifestyle Medicine Revised POD, located at 16,913 Kentle Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Blanton STR2 PDC, located at 12 Terrace Drive. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Swarna Number 2 STR2 PDC, located at 801 North Hughes Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Beatty STR2 PDC, located at 2221 North Cleveland Street. An ordinance to amend the land use plan in the Ellis Mountain Planning District at 17,900 Lawson Road from residential low density to neighborhood commercial. An ordinance to reclassify property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Revised Code, Chapter 5, Section 5-1 of 1988, the Little Rock, Arkansas Emergency Medical Services Ordinances. An ordinance to amend Section 3 of Little Rock, Arkansas Ordinance Number 16,859 to restrict public vehicular access on the vacated portion of Rock Street between East Markham Street and East 2nd Street in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. Second reading.
We suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
Second.
There's a motion, second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it.
Second reading, third reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development and establish a plan development commercial titled Queen Beans PDC located at the northwest corner of Hermitage Road and Autumn Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Karcher Properties STR2 PDC located at 503 East 7th Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Kura Villa STR2 PDC located at 25 Warwick Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Tumilson STR2 PDC located at 822 North Coolidge Road, or North, that should be street, I just realized that. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled USA Tire and Accessories PCD located at 4920 West 65th Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled J. McDonald STR2 PDC located at 5105 C Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Carberry No. 1 STR2 PDC located at 411 North Jackson Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial development titled Cable Commercial and Mixed Use Center PCD located at 4621 Asher Avenue. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a revised planned office development titled Marina Lifestyle Medicine Revised POD located at 16,913 Cantrell Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Blanton STR2 PDC located at 12 Terrace Drive. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Swarna No. 2 STR2 PDC located at 801 North Hughes Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Beatty STR2 PDC located at 2221 North Cleveland Street. An ordinance to amend the land use plan in the Ellis Mountain Planning District at 17,900 Lawson Road from residential low density to neighborhood commercial. An ordinance to approve to reclassify property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Revised Code Chapter 5, Section 5-1, the Little Rock, Arkansas Emergency Medical Services Ordinances. An ordinance to amend Section 3 of the Little Rock, Arkansas Ordinance Number 16,859 to restrict public vehicular access on the vacated portion of Rock Street between East Markham Street and East 2nd Street in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. Third and final reading.
We've had three readings. Before we take a vote, we have one card for item number 14, Ms. O'Neill.
Good afternoon, Board. I'm not sure of how many of you drive through Southwest every day, but if we just start on Fair Park and just keep going, go Stagecoach, Mapleville Road, Guard Springs, you will see tire shop after tire shop after tire shop, laundromat after laundromat after laundromat, food truck after food. It's the same thing over and over. This is already a tire shop and now wants to be a tire shop and sell cars. There's already places to sell cars. We need something new. We need businesses for all. Things that families can go to. We have no big restaurant, no chain, no entertainment. So I say no, and I'll come here every week and just tell them no, no, no to any business that's not gonna open themselves up to hire people in the community. Thank you, have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. O'Neill. Members of the board, we've now had three readings. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read item number 25.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Mindful Properties 2 STR2 PDC located at 5131 Cantrell Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes.
Move to suspend the rules and place on second reading.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Second reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Mindful Properties 2 STR2 PDC located at 5131 Cantrell Road. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Third reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Mindful Properties 2, STR2 PDC, located at 5131 Cantrell Road. Third and final reading.
Members of the board, we've now had 3 readings. Before we go to the vote, we have one card. Susan Colford. Ms. Susan Colford, am I saying it correctly? C-O-L-F-O-R-D. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Susan Colford. I've lived at 5134 P Street for 27 years. My house is 3 doors down from 5131 Cantrell Road. I'm speaking tonight on behalf of the 80 neighbors that signed a petition in opposition to the rezoning of this residence. I believe you have the copy of that petition. Our neighbors believe that this rezoning will have a negative impact on the stability of our neighborhood. Tonight, I would like to address just a few reasons we oppose this STR in our neighborhood. Number 1, parking is a major problem. They advertise to sleep 12 with 4 bedrooms and several sleeper sofas. There is not room in the front or the back for more than 2 spaces to park. Now, according to the short-term rental ordinance, the current owner must provide 1 paved off-street parking space per guest room and 1 additional for the residents' use. So, when they don't have enough parking spaces, they park by my house on Newton Street, on my grass, and walk down the alley to the house. Number 2, the access to this property is 1 lane, very narrow, and it's an alley with a ditch on one side, making it impossible for 2 cars to pass. I have a photo that I'd like to pass around of the parking pad in the back of their house, and then I would like, the bottom photo is a picture of my house where they park. So how do I do this?
Ashley's going to grab it from you.
Now, the alley is the homeowner's access to their property, and many times it's blocked by the renters. Which brings me to the absentee landlords that live in Conway, Arkansas. So no one is around to monitor this property when there is a problem. I have another photo of the alley I would like to share. My neighbors have discussed this together many times, and we are aware that Little Rock will have 500 STRs eventually. But Cantrell Road, 5131, is not an appropriate location for one of these. I would like to ask the supporters that came here tonight with me to support this petition, and they signed the petition in support of this denial. Would y'all please stand? I thank y'all very much for your time. Good evening.
Members of the board, we've had 3 readings. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I didn't hear that. All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Nays have it. Madam Clerk, if you would please read, motion failed, it fails. Madam Clerk, if you would please read item number 27.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development.
26.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development residential titled Wyatt 1 PDR located at 2504 West 18th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes, first reading.
We suspend the rules and place on second reading.
There's a motion, is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, second reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development residential titled Wyatt 1 PDR located at 2504 West 18th Street, second reading.
We suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
Second.
There's a motion and second. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, third reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development residential titled Wyatt 1 PDR located at 2504 West 18th Street, third and final reading.
Seeing no question, Director Miller, you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I want to point out that the staff has recommended denial of this just based on the fact that it's too many units. It'll be oversaturated. There's not enough parking. I support the staff's recommendation of denial on this based on the information that is in the write-up. And I would encourage my colleagues to vote to deny this also.
Director Adcock?
I was just in complete agreement with Director Miller.
Director Phillips?
Is anyone here on behalf of the applicant?
All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion fails. Item fails. Madam Clerk, you would please read item 27.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development oh wait, we just read that, didn't we?
Yeah, item 27.
Well,
There's two on Wyatt.
It's two different addresses.
oh, okay, sorry. I'm having trouble seeing today, so I apologize. An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development residential titled Wyatt 2 PDR located at 2516 West 18th Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, first reading.
We suspend the rules.
Suspend the rules and place on second reading.
Second.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, second reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development residential titled Wyatt 2 PDR located at 2516 West 18th Street, second reading.
We suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
Second.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, third reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development residential titled Wyatt 2 PDR located at 2516 West 18th Street, third and final reading.
Members of the board, we've had 3 readings. All those. Director Miller?
Sorry, I raised my hand again, and I'm going to again point out the staff's recommendation of denial on this. I support that for the reasons that they put in the write-up, and I would encourage my colleagues to vote to deny this also. Thank you.
Mayor, if I would, I agree with Director Miller. I just want to, if the applicant is watching, we discussed this with the director last week, and I think the staff would be supportive if the unit above the garage wasn't included. So if you are watching, then that may be a path forward as it relates to this item. But I support Director Miller's recommendation for his ward. Thank you, Mayor.
All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Ayes have it. Ordinance fails. Madam Clerk, you would please read item number 28.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Carberry Number 2, STR2 PDC, located at 121 White Oak Lane, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, first
Suspend the
reading.
rules and place on second reading.
Second.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, second reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan and zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Carberry Number 2, STR2 PDC, located at 121 White Oak Lane, second reading.
We suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Third and final reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Carberry Number 2, STR2 PDC, located at 121 West White Oak Lane. Third and final reading.
Members of the board, we've had, any director one? Members of the board, we've now had 3 readings. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read item number 29.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Sworna Number 2, STR2 PDC, located at 801 Hughes Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, first reading.
We suspend the rules and place on second reading.
There's a motion. Is there a second? There's a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Second reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Sworna Number 2, STR2 PDC, located at 801 North Hughes Street, second reading.
We suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Third reading.
An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan development commercial titled Sworna Number 2, STR2 PDC, located at 801 North Hughes Street, third and final reading.
Members of the board, we've now had 3 readings. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay.
No.
Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read item number 30.
It's a public hearing.
We'll now open up the public hearing. Madam Clerk, if you please read item number 30.
A resolution to rescind the Little Rock Planning Commission's action in denying a conditional use permit to allow the Boughton Manufactured Home conditional use permit on the R3 Single Family District Zone property located at 1701 East 21st Street in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes.
We suspend the rules and place on second reading.
Resolution.
Second.
That's a resolution.
It's a resolution. Are there any questions before we go to take the vote?
Well, Mayor, I
Director
want
Hines.
to make sure, can we clarify how we're voting on this? Because this is, if a vote yes is we're rescinding the planning commission's deal, a vote no means we are not rescinding it.
Correct.
Tom?
A vote yes approves the application, a vote no denies the application.
Just want everybody to clarify, this is one of those tricky ones.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Mayor, is the applicant here for the hearing, or did they have a card or no?
They didn't have a card, but
Or they didn't have a card?
they don't, yeah, but the board member wants to hear briefly from,
I mean, they're here, I would like to give them an opportunity.
We didn't know if you're denying it or approving it, but we wish that you would because, like we told you before, the house burned up and, this is what the money that we had spent for it to get another community of living, you know what I'm saying? Of having some storage of our stuff that we had lost and everything else. I mean, it's in a good area. There's nobody to bother nobody.
Look better than the household.
Yes, and a lot of them, they like it.
ma'am, maybe I can be helpful. Are you asking for the city board to reinstate?
No, it's not really straight because he said that this is our.
Stand in front of the microphone, please.
Yeah, just,
This is our second hearing, so we're deny or approve.
what would you like the city board to do? I think that's.
We approved because, it's a good living. We take care of the property and, it's his property. We pay. He's paid for 40 years.
Yes, ma'am. Members of the board, you've heard. Director Adcock, is your hand up?
Yes, would you, Mr. Carpenter, would you please state the vote again?
Yeah, because I'm reading it more carefully after what she said. Okay. All right. A no vote will not allow a manufactured home. A yes vote would allow the manufactured home.
Thank you.
And I need a motion in a second.
The staff recommended denial.
Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
You need a motion.
Motion
Is Director Collins here? Yeah, Director Collins, can you come explain why the staff voted denial, please?
Director Hines, your hand is up.
Okay.
No, I was from the previous.
Director Miller, is your hand up?
Yes,
Well, I think I have the mic right now, Director Miller. Director Collins, can you explain why the staff voted no on this?
Yes, Director Phillips. Well, it really just boiled down to that it was a pre-manufactured shed. There is a difference even between a manufactured home that is federally inspected. We don't inspect those at all, even though people may be in a shed. A shed is not manufactured for livability for it. And that's what they're proposing to do. This is a tough shed or Morton building style. And so even everything to make it to the current Arkansas Fire and Prevention Code. So if the board, even when the planning commission approved it, they would have to come up and do stuff that makes it adhere to the code, because it is not reviewed or inspected underneath federal code for a manufactured home. They would essentially have to maybe possibly redo everything in that to actually come up to make it a tiny home standard as opposed to a shed standard. And we didn't inspect anything that was done, so we don't know what criteria it is. So that was our recommendation for it. We also felt the area still had single-family homes of normal size in that area, and so it's still viable to have a regular single-family home.
Understood. Thank you, Director Collins. I'm sorry, Director Miller, if you had a question.
Director Miller?
well, thanks. No problem, Director Phillips. I support the staff's recommendation. As a matter of fact, I had a chance to go over and drive through that neighborhood and sort of read the staff's write-up about the character of the neighborhood and what's in the neighborhood now. And so I'm going to vote not to rescind this, and I would encourage my colleagues to vote the same.
Is there a motion for the resolution?
Motion to approve the resolution.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay.
No.
Nay.
Nays have it. Resolution fails. Members of the board, is there a motion? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. We'll go into recess. Director Webb, could you find Director Phillips and Director Hines? Oh, Director Hines right there.
All right.
I think we're good, though. Members of the board, we're coming back to session to report back on boards and commissions. Public Safety Commission, Ward 1, Carolyn Hobbs. Ward 3, Seth Ward III. Ward 4, James Dole. Ward 5, Johnny Gilbert. Ward 6, Cambery Charles. Ward 7, William Farmer. At-large, Billy Burris. At-large, Anna Morchetti. At-large, Willie Davis. At-large, Zornay Hertz. Board of Adjustment. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Board of Adjustments. Austin Grinder. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Little Rock Parks and Recreation Commission, Quincy Grant, Quentin Whiteside, Summer Campbell, Samuel Ellis, James Firstel, Linda Smith, Shamia Woods. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Little Rock Zoo, Cody Large. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Little Rock Sustainability Commission, Laren Kozort, Wesley Pruitt, Anna Gail Griffiths, Garrett McHale, Grant Williams. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. MacArthur Military History Museum Commission, Angelita Fowler, William Ridgway. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Racial Cultural Diversity Commission, Lashia Thomas. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Sister Cities Commission, Anna Harris. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Mr. Attorney.
I want the members of the board to know I sent a memorandum today to Mayor Scott. It dealt with an overpayment of salary in 2023. I'm going to read it to you. This memorandum is a follow-up to the question of repayment by former Director Doris Wright of overpaid salary from the city. Director Wright's term on the board of directors expired on January the 1st, 2023. For some reason, the city continued to pay her throughout 2023. When the board of directors increased the salary for its members, the Department of Human Services Resources discovered that Ms. Wright had continued to be paid a salary even though she was no longer a member of the board of directors. Your office, meaning the mayor's office, contacted acting city manager Emily Cox to review the situation. She did. There were certain procedural issues found which you have addressed, so they will not occur again. The major point is that the payment of elected members of the board of directors is programmed differently and not in the same fashion as the payment of a city employee. So, for example, there is no termination process nor any exit form that would have prevented this occurrence. This situation has been resolved. When Ms. Cox contacted Ms. Wright, it was clear that there had been an overpayment. Ms. Wright stated that she had so informed the city manager's office of this fact. For some reason, the issue was not resolved at that time. When Ms. Cox asked for payment, the city discussed payment plans for the return of the funds. Instead, Ms. Wright brought a check for the entire amount, approximately $21,000. I've been told it was $21,656. And paid the amount in full. For purposes of this office, meaning the city attorney's office, this matter is closed.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.